Class, today we are going to be learning how to take care of your hair. Alright, first we're going to start off with the basics. I'm going to be introducing you to, regular wash and products. If we're being honest here, you don't need that much, especially for certain amounts of hair, like his. This is one of our students, by the way.
I got that hair.
Alright, so this is shampoo, and you're gonna mix it around. The skull, you don't need to drag it along your hair. You really don't. It's unnecessary. You make sure you get everything. You should take at least a good minute or two scratching, circling your hair, making sure you get all that week's worth of gunk that built up in your hair out. And then rinse. We're gonna rinse, alright? You ready? What are we gonna rinse? What is it?
My head off right there.
Conditioner. This is hot.
I can't see.
Alright, now give me the towel.
No.
Alright. For towels, it is great to use microfiber towels, but right now we don't have one available. So I'm just gonna pat his head dry. And next is the conditioner. Alright, turn around so the rest of the class can see you.
You done gotten me, I.
That's completely fine. Alright, so there are products like these. We're just shampoo and conditioner, the regular that we're used to. But then there's also cleansers, co-washes, and sometimes people are weird and just don't. There are other types of hair cleaning products out there that you can use in the shower. For conditioner, you only need to apply it to the ends, and that's it. You don't really need to apply it to the scalp. Adding it to the scalp is practically unnecessary. But as his hair is retaining that moisture that the conditioner is giving him, I'm going to show you a couple of products. Things like, now that we're done using the shampoo and conditioner, which are Modern Moisture products, by the way, if you're interested in looking that up, we're going to talk about cleansers. Cleansers are just like a stronger version of shampoo that helps decompose products that have been building up over the past month, and normally you should use them within a month or maybe every week. If your hair is just that oily, maybe just replace shampoo with a cleanser because oily hair is more friendly to cleansers. Things like co-washes, which are basically just shampoo and conditioner. This one is a bar version, which is completely okay. There are liquid versions, there are other kinds of versions. These are masks. This is a deep conditioner mask, which you will often find people with high porosity, low porosity, and people with normal porosity using, which we'll get into porosity in a minute. And this is a protein mask. Protein mask, your hair does need protein. If you didn't know, your hair is literally made of protein. These are often used once a month, and so are the deep conditioner masks. And it is completely fine if you avoid them, as long as you know that you don't need them. Because if we're being honest, they're only really necessary if you have really damaged hair. And high porosity, which we will get to in a second, is sadly damaged hair. Not necessarily that you damaged it, but like, it is damaged. Conditioner is done. We're going to take that off. We're going to put on leave-in conditioner, which leave-in conditioner is also an avoidable step. You don't necessarily need to have it. It's just something that helps your hair last or maintain volume throughout the week. All right, ready?
No. Hey.
Ah, that's so weird.
We done?
Yeah.
You got water in my ear.
Alright, while that dries, often when you're going to put products in afterwards, you are definitely supposed to put it in when your hair is wet. So do not dry your hair completely. A lot of people, this is running out. A lot of people tend to use a lot, but you don't really need that a lot. Like I said before, it depends on your density, which is the amount of hair you have, which I will explain in a second.
You even sound like one of my teachers. It's annoying. And this is something that they would do too.
All right. So this is practically done if you wanted to add oils or maybe a gel, which I will explain
We're done
right now. Which I will explain. All right, class. Now that I'm done demonstrating how to wash your hair properly, we're gonna go over today's lesson: hair types, hair density, and hair porosity. Hair types is basically just the form that your hair takes. Straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, coily and kinky hair. This is a note for me and you that says the less often you clean your hair or cleanse your hair, the better and healthier it may be. This is because your hair produces a type of oil, I believe called placebum, and that's just where it allows your hair to give it the moisture it needs, the natural moisture it needs, other than like oils that you can pre-poo with. Pre-poo is just something that you put on before shampoo and you let sit in your hair. Maybe something that might make your hair grow, like castor oil, black castor oil, regular, or something that may help condition your hair if you have really dry hair. Avocado oil, olive oil can help moisten your hair. And yeah. Alright, so now we're going to talk about density. Density is the amount of hair you have on your head. The definition is, the amount of strands you have on your head. There's low density, medium density, and high density. Low density is, they just don't have a lot of hair, maybe flat sometimes. Medium density is hair that is more than low, but less than high. That's the only way I know how to explain it. Sometimes it's difficult to identify whether or not you do have medium density hair, especially maybe if there's high density in the back or high density in the front, and then low density in the back or low density in the front area, which is completely fine. Hair is gonna mix around, just like these types of hair. Maybe you might find wavy hair, maybe you find coily hairs, kinky hairs, or curly hairs in different parts of your scalp. And that's completely fine. With that, when you look for products for that, by the way, it's best to look for all hair types products. Sometimes it'll say for dry hair, for all types of hair, for dull hair. It's completely fine. For low density, you would want to use lightweight products, things like this kind of leave-in conditioner, where it just sprays and then it kind of just feels like, water. You can use mousse. Mousse is going to be one of your best friends, and dry shampoo, because low density hair often, it feels dirtier because, you can feel everything in your hair. So dry shampoo is going to be your best friend, especially for volume. Volume is going to be really good. Medium density, you can use mousse and dry shampoo as well as creams and butters. They don't necessarily have to be lightweight. What I mean by creams and butters is products like this, where it's creamy or buttery. This right here is a cream, but honestly, the name of the product is irrelevant. It's just about the texture. You can often see the texture by shaking it, and this is a product that you can't really see on the inside, but the weight and how it is distributed when you're shaking your hand is really good too. Sometimes you can feel if it's thick or thin. A lot of the times you can feel if it's thick or thin, and that's what's good. Like this one, you can hear it, you can see it, and you can feel it. Alright, and now high density. High density, you're going to want to use heavy products and be generous with the amount of products you use. No more than a droplet per section, section is fine. It just depends on how you can experiment with your hair and how much it can take. The heavier the product and how your hair responds to the amount of product in your hair can vary. Heavy products on low weight hair is gonna drag your hair, especially if you have curly hair, because curly hair sometimes likes lighter weight products, and that's completely fine. Hairs vary. Its density, its tolerance can vary. That is completely fine. It's completely normal. For high density hair, heavyweight products, be generous, and you can use gels. Gels like stiffen your hair pretty much. Creams, custards, and butters. Custards, by the way, custards are not a big fan of my hair, but it's kind of like the other ones, but it has a more jelly-like feeling. That's what custards are. All right, now we're gonna get into the more iffy section, not iffy section, the more detailed section. Porosity. Porosity is how much moisture your hair can handle. Low porosity means you have a closed cuticle. Your cuticle is just like this. There's no, you guys see this, when they pull back nail cuticles? Yeah, that's them raising your cuticle. Well, raising your cuticle is more like this. Just imagine my arm isn't going up, like your cuticle is going up. Your people with low porosity hair often use the LOC method, which is moisture seal, which means you put like oils or creams on and then you seal it with gel. Yes, you can use gel when you have low porosity hair. It is completely fine. Doesn't mean you need it. Not necessarily. It just depends on how you like your hair. Because some people like their hair crunchy. Lightweight leave-in products are good for your density, and creams and oils are really good too. Oils and creams are good for all, but low typically prefers oils and creams. Lightweight, of course. Medium porosity. This is a regular hair cuticle. It's like kind of up, kind of down. It varies within your hair. And by the way, how to tell porosity, like the easiest way, is grab a strand of hair and you go up and down, and there are little bumps. You may feel little bumps. If there are a little bit of bumps, you have normal porosity hair. If you don't feel any bumps, like maybe it's just sleek, you have low porosity. And if you feel a lot of bumps, or maybe you just can feel all of the bumps, you probably have high porosity. Alright, medium porosity. Deep condition often, once a month. This goes for all porosity hair types, which is, it also depends. Medium porosity hair often like products with water in it. Doesn't mean it's lightweight, not really, but it responds well to it because it releases easily and leaves the products on your hair cuticle. And high porosity is raised hair cuticle, so it can be all the way up. And sadly, what I mentioned earlier, that your high porosity means your hair is damaged. Yes and no. If you had a different hair porosity before and you suddenly have high porosity now, that probably means that you have a lot of heat intake, like maybe you straighten your hair a lot, curl your hair a lot. That can damage your hair cuticle and leave you with high porosity hair. And high porosity hair is prone to frizz. So like maybe you have a lot of frizzy hairs, or maybe like growing up you had a lot of frizz. That just means you have high porosity. Protein treatments are great for high porosity. Deep condition often. You can deep condition it weekly, or however many times you do cleanse or shampoo your hair. People with high porosity use the LOC method, which means moisture seal moisture, which is like maybe oil and then gel and then oil again. It just depends. Maybe you have a cream and then it just depends. And yeah, with this one too, high porosity loves when you're generous and when you give it all kinds of products like gels, creams, custards, and butters. And that is hair care. All right, any questions?
No.
All right, well, thank you for joining my class, and I hope you guys learned a little something about hair care, or a lot of something.
Never coming back to this class.